You don't need to go viral to grow your local service business. You just need to show up consistently and with the right content. Here's what most local service business owners don't realize is that people actually are spending about 15 minutes on average scrolling through your Instagram and your Facebook accounts to basically vet you as a company to make sure that they have enough information to determine whether or not you're trustworthy and you do good work. And if your profile looks dead, outdated, or irrelevant, they're just gonna scroll past you and go straight to your competition. Now, there are only two reasons why people will actually book with you. They know, like, or trust you, or your content compels them, or you're on the top 5 of SEO. And that was 3 reasons, but we're gonna keep it in there. We're gonna keep rolling. That was 3 reasons that people like want to use your service, okay? And so in this video, I'm gonna explain to you exactly why or what kind of content is gonna make them want to use your service and kind of why you don't need your website as much anymore, okay? In the last 3 weeks alone, I've talked to 4 different business owners. 2 of them are very successful roofing companies and they don't have websites at all. One of them is about to start his own roofing company and he was talking to me about how he needs a website. And I was like, well, no, I just talked to 2 guys who are doing really, really well. They don't have a website. So he was like, oh, broke his brain, okay? And the third was a company that literally told me based off their data and their statistics of their last year in business, their website almost is irrelevant and they're paying $500 a month for it. And if they want to buy out the rights to the website, it's going to be $4,000. Okay. And so that doesn't make any sense to me because I'm like, you don't use it anyways. Why do you need it? Why do you even have to buy it out? Just whatever. So the website era is sort of dead. If you can have both, it's awesome, because that's just more places for people to go to build that know, like, and trust with you and your company. But I would say this, if your website is expensive, you don't need it to be expensive. If your website is old and outdated, well, either get rid of it completely or update it. Get modern photos and some videos on there to help elevate your brand presence, okay? But if you're just starting or whatever, don't worry about a website unless you do it cheap and it takes you 20 minutes. But I've spent way too much time in the past when I was first starting my business trying to grow and build my website. Doesn't matter, nobody knows about you anyways, so how are they gonna know to go look at your website, okay? That is the first thing that I kind of wanted to just get out of the way. And so when it comes to getting found online and people not scrolling past, you have to understand that your content is sort of like a storefront now. It's like, it is a window to your business. It is a window to see, okay, do I really want to go with this person? And so Google is similarly important, but in this, we're going to specifically talk about your social media and your content, okay? And so I want to talk to you guys about that in this video. But first, I want to tell you who I am. My name is Aaron Villa. I run a video marketing company, digital marketing company called AV Media Company. And we're based out of Round Rock, Texas, or Austin or Central Texas, whatever you want to say or call it. It's kind of one of those things where it's like, I live in Round Rock, but Austin is like the closest, biggest town. You get it. And in this video, I just want to talk to you about like why your service business is struggling and how we can create content that'll help it not struggle, okay? So section 1 here, why your service business is struggling, okay? A lot of you that own service businesses, blue collar businesses, construction type companies, whatever it may be, it has to do with your mindset. It has to do with the generation that you grew up in. And oftentimes you're not even online at all. You do have a website, it's very plain and it's kind of not good. And that's really it. Like your social media is, maybe you have an account, maybe you have a Facebook account, but there's nothing of substance on it. Matter of fact, it might be so old and outdated that people don't even actually think you still, your company's still around, which is a problem, right? So you're a ghost online, and we don't want that. We don't want people to think that you're not around anymore, because then how are they supposed to use your service? And I know you're like, word of mouth is great. Like I have plenty of word of mouth referrals, but my question to you is, what happens when people stop referring you? What happens when you want to increase your business, when you want to grow your business? You can't predictably grow referrals, right? Like that is something, you can't just say, hey, would you mind asking 3 more people today to use my service? Like that's just not how it works. And if that is the foundation you're building your business upon, it will crumble, because that is not in your control. You have no control over those circumstances, that situation, okay? The second thing that I see is no strategy when it comes to online. People post, they'll post graphics, they'll post photos of their team members, they'll post like happy 4th of July, like things that really don't pertain to anything that you do. Or you go on the very opposite extreme. It's either hyper salesy, you're trying to make it like a TV commercial every single time you post, or you're just posting pictures of like a project that you've just completed with no context or anything to help supplement and to make it make sense to people. Basically what I'm trying to say is you post as if you're also going to be the viewer. But in reality, your viewer, the person you're selling to, your client, your prospects, they don't think like you. They think like a customer. I need my house done. I need my roof redone. That sucks. I don't want to have to do that. It's going to be a hassle. It's going to be a problem. Isn't it super expensive? Aren't those guys or ladies super sleazy and salesy and like, they try to steal my money? Like you have to address these problems in your content, not what you think you want to see from somebody who owns or runs a company. It's not how it works. And the last thing is there's no substance. I don't know. There's no like kind of what I was just talking about, the substance of like who are you serving? Why are you helping them? And that's where your content flows from. The strategy would be like, here's how long we're going to post, and here's what we want each post to do or to funnel into. Okay. Funnel is a terrible word, but like it's the more common word, but like otherwise known as like a customer experience. How are we going to post online, give the customer a really cool experience and journey all the way down to the finish line, which would be purchasing from us. In section 2, I want to talk to you about the 3 C's of local growth. Local growth meaning getting real local followers, real local homeowners, or whoever it is that you serve to follow your page, to be active with what you're saying, active with what you're doing, to be present in your world and you to be present in theirs, because you have to be known by them, right? If you're trying to go after local people in your local service business, if you have people following you from states away, that's awesome, but does that actually yield growth for your local business? And that's what we want to attack, okay? So the 3 C's of local growth. The first C we start off with here is content. And listen, I know it sucks to make content. Trust me, like I try to get my dad to do it. You know, my dad runs a handyman company. My uncles, they're just in the generation where it's like, why? I'm not gonna do that. That's dumb. That's kind of, weird. I'll say this, I know it sucks, but it only sucks at first. And then when you start seeing results and you start getting better at it, it doesn't suck as much. And that's just the truth. It's really with anything, but really content. And the difference is this is gonna grow your business, whereas the other stuff may not grow it, okay? So content is important. And I hated it at first too, but now I actually enjoy it most days that I'm filming, okay? And I'm actually out on a shoot hours away from my home in Central Texas. I'm over in North Texas in the Dallas-Fort Worth area as I'm filming this on a project here. And the last thing that I wanna do after filming all day is come back and film myself. But here I am, it's because I know that it works. I know that for those of you watching it, you're gonna build trust with me, and I'm gonna hopefully give you some value from this video. You're gonna walk away thinking, I can do this because this guy can do it, and he's, nobody, And so, yeah, so you want to tell people in this content who you are, what you do, and who you help and how you help them, because these are the 3 things that build trust. And tell me, if you own a local service business, tell me this right now. You probably have a guy or a person that you call. You're like, my dad literally was talking to him on the phone yesterday. He's like, I got a tile guy that's real good. I got a framing guy that's amazing. You have a guy or you have a gal that you trust with a certain aspect of whatever it is that your field uses, right? An inspector that you use, a roofer that you use, a construction company that you use, a sub, right? And so you only use them because you trust that they do good work. And so when you do this online, you post content talking about these things, answering these questions, you're building that trust with those people and your prospects, your clients, okay? So that is the C, that's the content. The first C of local growth is content, okay? And the second C is consistency. No, I'm not every day. You don't have to post every day, okay? I would say oftentimes the more you post, the better it is. If you can post every day, you get to that caliber of content creation, yeah, it's great. That's amazing, right? Like the more the better, volume. But if you are just trying to like use this as a medium, a way to just get more leads, more contacts, and more clients, 2 to 4 times a week is perfect. Like you don't have to do any more, but that would probably be your minimum. But you have to not miss. Like that's what consistency is. It's doing it over and over, not stopping, right? And so you have to be consistent on your story, on your feed post, right? So these are like reels/feed posts. If you don't know what that means, just posting on Instagram or Facebook, a regular post. And then I would encourage 2 to 3 stories per day, because that's where you can really be authentic, really be yourself, and almost go off the rails and connect with people on a different level, okay? And so I recommend batching your content when you can. Use your phone, make a list of like 8 videos you wanna make, batch them, schedule them out. So that way it takes you maybe 4 or 5 hours in a day. It's a big chunk of your day, maybe even a full day. But then for the next 4 weeks, you don't have to do it. That's the whole idea. We're getting so consistent and so good at creating the systems for it that we no longer need to film a video today, post it today, film a video tomorrow, post it tomorrow. That's kind of an outdated method of doing it. You still can do that. And if you want to do that to fill in the gaps, feel free. But posting and batching is a really solid idea, especially if you don't have a ton of time. And one of the things that I like, that I hear often, well, I haven't heard it often actually, I've heard it a few times, but when you are consistent on your social media posts, you're showing people that you show up for them. You show up for your people, right? And so if you feel like it is your duty and you are called to do whatever it is that you do as a business owner, then you have to show up. You have to lead from the front, and you have to be able to say, hey, I'm making content today to help this person out. This isn't for me. I know sometimes it sucks and I don't like doing it, but I'm not making it for me, I'm making it for them. Therefore, I'm gonna show up for them, okay? Mindset shifts, and these are everything everything when it comes to business and growth. So then our third C here is community. And this is super simple, but a lot of you aren't doing it. And this is literally just simply engaging. And this goes for social media as well as in real life, in person. Go engage with local people. Go engage with your local followers. Comment on their posts, DM them. That's really what that means, right? We want to build relationships. Boom. Building relationships is going to change the game for you. And if you've made it this far in business, maybe 3, 4, 5 years in, you know that. You have tons of relationships that you've built over the years. And without some of those relationships, you probably wouldn't be as successful as you are today. And so you already know this. You already know all this stuff. You just have to start taking action on it, or partner with somebody that's going to help you take action on it. And so I want to tell you about my guy, Jason. I started working with Jason earlier this year, and Jason runs a solo team. He is the only guy in his construction company. He's got really, really good subs that he works with. But as far as his company goes, it's just him. And he hated video. He had a couple, he'd never been on video himself, like he had very little presence online in general, but he knew that there was value to it. He knew that he spends time scrolling on Instagram, right? He just turned 50 and he spends time scrolling on Instagram, scrolling on Facebook. And so in his head, logically, he was just like, well, if I'm on here, other people like me have to be on here. Homeowners have to be on here. People who want their house reconstructed or remodeled, or people who want to build a house from scratch, they're on here. So wouldn't it make sense that my clients are on here if I'm on here? That was the logic he had. And then he ran into me. And so we started communicating, we started talking, and then he jumped on board. We started working together. And when we launched, almost immediately, 2 really cool things happened. He revived an old lead, right? And you probably, if you've been in business 3 to 5 years or more, you have probably got leads in your pipeline that you've worked with that have slipped through the cracks. You just haven't followed up with them. You haven't continued the conversation. You haven't checked in with them in a while, and they're gone, and they might not have moved on and worked with anybody else. They might have just been waiting for you and you never pulled through, right? And so that happened to Jason. Somebody that he had previously spoken with saw his content, saw the ad that he ran, and it revived a deal for him, which is incredible. Super sick. I'm talking almost immediately. Within the same couple days, we posted his ad. We launched that. And then I hit him up, I think a day or 2 after that, maybe a couple days after that. And I said, hey brother, how's it going? You DMing your people, you messaging people, how's it going? He said, yeah, nothing. And literally 2-3 hours later, he sent me a screenshot of a message from a lady. Hey, we're looking to get our house remodeled. We've been waiting and looking to see if we can find somebody local. And then we saw your ad. Would love to do XXX, XZ, XYZ, blah, blah, blah. How much would it cost? Or can I get an estimate from you? And so then immediately he had a piping hot lead right in his inbox. Somebody messaged him about it, right? And the cool thing was each of these projects later on, come to find out, they'd be worth $350K each minimum, right? In that range for the projects that they want done. And so this is just in the first 30 days of launching. And so I tell you this because Jason is the exact example of somebody who is blue collar, hardworking, service business, does really good work, but doesn't really know the business side of things and the marketing side of things. And so things like that get lost along the way. And then you just get so stuck doing things that the ways you've always done them and the ways that people to do them in your industry, that you don't ever change until change is needed or forced. And so Jason was actually smart and he got on this train before other people started. And so now he's seeing the benefits of it. And since we're running his ad, people are going to start seeing him on repeat day after day after day after day after day. And so and he's posting content as well. And when people need a service that Jason offers, they're going to know exactly who to go to. Okay. So in conclusion of this video, I'm going to wrap this up. I want you to follow the 3 C's. I want you to be consistent. I want you to post content. I want you to be consistent, and I want you to build community and build relationships with the community. Okay. This is for business growth online. If you want to have business growth online, you need to do the 3 C's of local growth. And so if you need help with that, I would love to chat with you. I'm just going to be straightforward. I'm not trying to sell you anything, but I do like helping people. Part of my story is that my dad runs a handyman company, and I've been around people like him my whole life. My uncles, all my dad's friends, business owners, entrepreneurs, but they just don't know it. They don't know how to get clients. It's not predictable. And so the things that I've learned over my years of helping people grow their businesses and companies and growing my own business the same exact way, I love to share that knowledge and to help people do it and to partner with them. Okay. So if you're local to Central Texas for now, that's all I'm kind of working with, in-person stuff, then I'd love for you to go down in the description and click the link to book an intro with me. No obligations. It's free. I'm just trying to see. This is just a call to see if we align and whatever, if I could actually even help you. If not, I'll point you in the right direction. Yeah. And so best of luck to you. I hope to see you in another video. And actually, I would love if you subscribe to the channel because I'm just going to be posting content like this all the time. And then that's it. That's all I got. God bless. And we'll see you in the next video.